All right. It's Thursday, November 9, 6:40 a.m. And just getting to the chart right now. I'm gonna draw this most recent thing here. See where we're at. Looks like that to me. Could be steeper. Could be this. Put it there to be on the safe side. And let's see what the doesn't look right. It's possible it was just like this. Maybe you have an overshoot. This is unclear to me. Sometimes you have a break in the overnight early, but it's still a trend. Could be two-tiered. Fed at 11. So, not really too sure if I'm expecting a new high here. It's possible. It's also possible the day could turn into a range. So I'll pause here and we'll see what happens. Just looking at drawing a channel from here. Maybe that's better. This way you got touch here and touch here. Touches there, break, two legs to a new high. We can go with that. So in this case, not necessarily looking for new high, not looking for new low. So just gotta wait and see what the context is gonna be and see where our setup comes. All right, I just moved up my range lows since we've got 3 reactions there. So I'm not sure about this down channel. This one I'm sure of. So we might already have a break in new low, but I'm leaving this here just as a idea of something. First entry short, second entry short right now, but I'm not going to take it with all these bars stacked up and this possible resistance here. Looks like it would have been good. The way this is moving up, it's making me think that we did have the break new low. And that looks good to me. All right, let's see what happens from here. All right, the way this price action is, it's just making me think that this was legit. And now it's going to get a retest for that. But we still need a retest of this. So, not really sure what's going on here. Very, very range-like, that's for sure. And yeah, range trading is not my strong point. So I'm just gonna be patient and wait for something clear. For anyone that thinks that not to draw the wider channel for paths, This is why I try to draw everything, because I think it did this to retest this. So if you only have this, you know, maybe you get trapped on this second entry long because you're thinking you're getting a retest of this, but it's working to retest that first. So, you know, we'll see what happens. All right, so we have a breakout of the range right now to the bottom, and I'm just drawing this brown potential channel as a just in case to be aware of if it gets back up to that area. And there is some kind of reactions at the midline, so it's just something to be thinking about, I think. And I don't really see a good channel down here, so I'm going to take it like this is the retest of the extreme of this, made a new low. And now the question for me is whether we're going to come back into the range and just go back the other way, or is this going to become some kind of downtrend ultimately? Just seeing on this leg up, I could have just drawn it like that, which is probably honestly the way Mac would draw it. So then you have a break and new high already. Still don't think I would have taken this if I was measuring the legs. So it did that, but yeah, I don't know. I'm also just thinking now, maybe that's one leg and this is two legs. So just shy of that at the moment. But this seems right. I felt like I'd seen this down channel though, so I wasn't comfortable taking this. All right, that's all I got for now. All right, this might be an interesting area for me. Have the brown potential channel down. We're in an uptrend currently. All the other downtrends are played out. I might have a PB up here.
Order submitted.
Just in case. Just being careful of what I know this brown channel might be there. So you can see if we have a reaction here. It is a first entry, second entry short from a reset right here for me, but I wouldn't take that or trust that. And that might be a reason why a failed second entry short all the way up here could work for a PB potentially. If people are looking for that there to be a channel. So it does look like a PB to me. Needs to go 2 ticks above to trigger. Doesn't look like it's going to go the 2 ticks. All right. Can't take it here.
Order canceled.
I did like that context to take it, because I think people probably do see a downtrend there potentially. And if anyone does a reset like I would here, matching bottoms, first entry short, second entry short, failure. So it would have been a PB after failure. But this is the PB bar. The high was 96.50 and it only went to 96.75 on this bar. So I can't enter. That's just one of my rules. I want to see it go above by 2 ticks. I think it's likely that it still works. But I have seen in my testing where the PBs fail when they don't go to 2 ticks on the next bar. So that's why it's one of my rules. But I have seen them work sometimes still. So just one of those things. I'm going to take this brown channel off. And so that's currently how I'm seeing things. Yeah, at this point, I wonder if I can move this here. No, because not really reactions there. So I'm going to leave my range where I had it. And so we're back inside the range. There it goes. So it looks like it is going to work. And I'll just wait for something else. All right, so I got this up channel. The PV would have worked out. Something that keep watching for in the future for me, that if it's in this context where perhaps a situation like that where people might be looking to go short, second entry short fails, only went 1 tick above my PB candle, but maybe the context inside the channel, I can take it to go up. Certainly would have worked very well today. This, I'm a little skeptical if this is an overshoot or not. And so I'm going to just consider this as an overshoot in case we do get a setup to retest the highs. I'm going to be pretty skeptical of that right now. So just hanging out, and I'll be back if I see something set up better. All right, I stepped away for a little bit and took a break. I'm just looking at this. I have this up channel. I have an up channel here, and it looks like we're going to get a second entry long.
Order
Let me
submitted.
get my order ready. I want to make sure that I have room to the high. Key entry point, EMA. EMA is a bit flat. All right, so no. I'm still expecting a retest of this. And if this is a legit break, which it's not very convincing yet, but if this is a break, I'm still expecting to get up here. Thing is, I don't want to take a engulfing entry. So if it engulfs, I would wait for it to come back and pick me up. The other thing is you kind of would expect a second leg down. This is pretty sideways here. So I'm a little bit uncomfortable with this. And I really hate when there's not a stem on a signal. So maybe we'll come down before the second entry. I'm not really a big fan of taking second entries below the EMA. Kind of rangy here. Right at the measured move. Very flat EMA. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bars stacked. Looking less and less like a good setup if it happens here. Looks like it's going to engulf. If it does, I'll wait and see what this looks like and see if it will come back for me. All right, there's the engulf. So I'll wait and see if the next bar, if it gets triggered on the close. If I miss it, I miss it, but these can fail a lot in my experience, even though I'm expecting to retest the high. So I actually want to see it trigger up here before I would enter it. So right now what it's doing is what I would be worried about if I took it engulfing, is that it engulfs and then just goes back down. And 2.25 point risk. Doesn't look like it's going to trigger. So now in this situation, I just stay out of this.
Order canceled.
So it engulfed. You would think it would work because I'm expecting to retest that high. But inside bar afterwards just makes me feel like, yeah, I don't trust it. So, and this really only just looks like one leg down. So I'm still expecting that second leg down, really, before the retest of the high. It could work, but when I used to take these, they didn't work for me. So I'll pause here, see what happens. All right, and so here's the reason why I don't take engulfing bars like this. Going down to the measured move, I suspect, probably bottom of the range. And yeah, you know, there was a time where I used to get suckered on these trades, and it works on me less and less now. But I do believe that that is a valid channel. So we should get the retest of the highs here at some point before not too long. But this definitely had an overshoot here to me. And then this is legit to me. So a couple of reasons to expect a new high, but just not now. Not seeing any setups on the Nlts strat either. So just waiting, being patient. It's 9:15 almost, so there's still time. See what happens. All right, so prices don't seem to be respecting this, so I'm going to take this off. We already hit the measured move. So I'm just not really seeing anything. I may still expect to go up because everything to the downside's already played out. This down channel already had a new low or a retest of the low. And this seems to be confirmed for me. So, and this is confirmed for me. So I'd expect to reach this high again somehow, some way. But just not seeing any setups right now. All right, so here's another area actually where if it closes down here, there's a PB for my NLTS strategy. I don't really know what's going on at the moment. We've gone further than the measured move down. I was expecting a retest of the highs for this. So if there was a PB down here, it's also going into the original range support from early on. Although I guess maybe you can argue that maybe it should be down here or something. So then there's room. But I really don't know what to think. I'm going to leave this here. If this turns up, maybe it won't even give the PB anyway. But at the moment, if a PB were to set up down here, I'm not sure I can take it based on the context of the chart. So this might be a situation, since I'm now using the path strategy channels and whatnot as a filter. It didn't trigger yet, or it didn't even, this isn't, it would need a bearish bar that closes down here. Since I'm using this all as a filter for context of the market, if this does become a PB, I'll just observe and see if it works or not. I'm not going to take it. I'm going to try to stick to the reasons why I'm doing these drawings and see if it works. I'm just kind of keeping a mental note of how many times it works despite the context that I've got drawn. The other thing is, I mean, the PB has only got 2 losses out of 16, and one of those losses, I think there's actually kind of a newer rule that I have about PB that I didn't really have solidified yet when I took that second loss that could have kept me out of that trade. So, I was taking the PB without any of these drawings in mind for weeks and weeks. And that's, what those stats are from. So, 88% without context in mind. So it looks like it's not even going to trigger the PB. We're going away from it, which is what I would expect, to get back up here. And, but I just wanted to note it for the recording for my own sake, just to track, because again, if it closes down here, it will be a PB. So, and I'm still not going to take it. Well, let's look at one other thing. I'm just saying, what if there's a channel? So if there's a channel, I still don't think I would take it because it's still, there's no confluence between this up channel and a down channel. So I think either way, I have to skip it if a PB does arise down here. And I'll just make that observation to see whether the context mattered for it. And over time, I'll either decide that the context matters for the PB or it doesn't matter. And if it doesn't matter, I'll throw it out and just trust my mechanical entry for that based on my other indicator to the left here. And if it doesn't work, then I know I have to keep the context in mind like I'm doing right now. So that's where I'm at with that. This is all just a big experiment for me to sort out my NLTS strategy and just documenting, you know, what works and what doesn't work and how I do with it over time and just going slow and steady. So I'll pause here and we'll see. I'll come back if it triggers and we'll see if it worked or not and see what happens from there. Okay, so there's not going to be a PB here regardless. The configuration is all wrong now for it. So we won't find out the answer to that question on this one. I'm leaving this to see if we have a reaction here. I mean, technically there's like a first entry short, so it could be a second entry short, but that's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for it to go up and to probably be able to erase this down channel. So let's see what happens here. All right, I'm not sure what's happening right now. Things were moving really slow, and then all of a sudden, bam, a drop, and now the market is moving really fast compared to what it was doing just before. So, I mean, I really was expecting a retest of the highs here. It tried, but it just gave up instantly there. So, wow. I don't know if there's a news event that just happened. World event. Certainly nothing scheduled for 10 a.m., but it was like 10 a.m. on the dot. It's funny because this bar was actually an OJ, but it happened so fast. I mean, it didn't even register to me until right around here when I was going to start recording. So, yeah, this is kind of crazy. The market's been really slow all day. All right, well, we're very far from the EMA, so there's nothing there to find. We're getting close to a measured move of the opening range down here. And the previous day's low. And the market is flying now. I was just getting ready to take a break, go take the dogs out, take care of them, feed them, and wait for this 11 o'clock news. And typically stop trading like 45 minutes before it, or at least a half hour. So, yeah, I really don't know what is happening. It would seem way too wide to try to draw anything like this, and there's nothing there anyway. So, just one of those days where I'm just not seeing any setups, but being patient. I'll pause here, and if something sets up maybe to retest the lows here, I could consider that. Make sure there's nothing tighter. I mean, it could be tighter. So, yeah, it's just not clear to me. Price is kind of being erratic. This was completely unexpected. So, just trying to decide on this. I suppose this is really, I mean, it fits. So kind of expecting a new low off of that. Maybe that could be something wider like this. It's a second entry short, but I don't like the signal bar. Not touching the EMA, not at the key entry point. All right, I'm just going to pause here. We got a new low of this now. This is probably not a channel, but I'm going to leave it just in case. And I am going to stop soon until after the news. So see if there's anything else quickly here. All right, so we did make a move exactly to the measured move of my opening range, like literally right to it before a bounce. I was kind of looking at this first entry short, second entry short, but after such a big move down, I just don't trust taking a long at the moment, even though it seems to be played out. There's a higher low. Again, this move down has me kind of sketched out. It's probably going to work, I guess. Failure and a higher low, yeah. Just surprised that this whole thing happened so quickly. It's kind of thrown me off my rhythm of watching today. And knowing that we've got news in 45 minutes, I kind of just want to maybe take a break and wait until after that happens and just see how things play out. At this point, I think that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to start my break now. So I'll be back sometime a little bit after this news here. So that's in 45 minutes from now. All right, just got back a couple minutes ago, drew some more stuff. Kind of drew this big one from here, but I'm kind of thinking, to change this. And what if I go from here? Something like that. It's just an idea. Definitely has turned into a bearish day. So this seems to be intact. This trend down. And I mean, the market doesn't seem too crazy volatile. So I guess if I see a setup, I can take it. Usually it's a way bigger reaction than this. So let's see what happens here. All right, I've been watching this. I really just haven't seen anything I could take. I do see this as a measured move down, one leg and two legs, which we just reached that measured move. So I'm going to watch that. And actually, I was just questioning whether this, I think that seems like a pretty legit channel. So I want to keep my mind on that. I think I'm going to take this one away. I think that looks clean. I don't like the yellow though, since I took that away. Put it back. But this looks pretty legit to me. So I'll follow that now. Like I said, we did reach that measured move, so we'll have to see. But just literally no setups for me with either strategy right now. This was a first entry long, second entry long here, but I didn't have this down channel yet, and I didn't see any kind of like key entry point. Really, I guess I could have done it like that. Maybe that makes sense. I didn't see it in real time though. So if you have it like that, then that makes sense. Break, new low to the measured move. Now we're bouncing up. So just a difficult day to really see a good setup that fits my rules, and just trying to stay patient and not get the FOMO. So let's see what else happens here. Clearly not a lot of setups or possibilities, because I've only recorded 36 minutes today, and it's already 11:50. So I've got about 30 or so minutes left, and we'll see if anything comes up. All right, so I've been watching this. I mean, I don't know, I'm just not feeling the PA today, really, but the blue channel seems legit. I found this yellow channel that seems legit, and we're having the first break of that, first entry, second entry. I haven't seen any setups on my NLTS setups yet, and really nothing I would have liked on the path strategy. So getting close to quitting time here. I'm going to give it another maybe 10 minutes and then call it a day. So see if we get anything at the end here. Although my track record with taking trades right at the end of the day is not great, so I'm a little wary of that. But if it's a perfect setup, I would take it. So we'll see. A super convincing break, because the channel could be a little bit wider. All right, I'll just see about that. All right, just recording here. I have a potential for a short, maybe. But what I'm looking at is I got the blue channel down and the yellow channel. Both seem confirmed one way or the other. Oops. And so I'm going to be looking for a OJ close down here. Like right under 63 would give me an OJ if that sets up to take for the retest of the low. Not sure if it'll happen, but it's 12:15, and it's going to be my last opportunity for a trade, it looks like, depending on what this does here. Yeah, so I just need to close down here, and I might have an OJ set up. And I'm going to be willing to take that for the reason of the context, expecting a new low here. So if it doesn't set up, it doesn't set up, that's fine. But if it does set up, I have a clear contextual reason to take it. Just looking for close kind of down here. So that wasn't far enough down, but if this next bar closes lower, I think that will give me my setup. I won't know until this bar closes. And then just got to make sure I have room to the bottom. And the fact that it didn't do it on this bar makes me feel less good about it, but could turn into first entry long, second entry long failure that would go with the OJ. But I would need to see this turn down now, close down here, and then make sure I have the signal right on my indicator. I don't think it can be an OJ now. I think this just invalidated it. I'm going to keep watching just in case. But I have a feeling here that this is going to be a no trade for me. All right, I'm watching this. So still no setup for me. I mean, watching to see if this is an OJ closing down here. Not completely sure until it closes. It is, but it looks kind of weak because that signal bar is closed in the middle. So it's kind of subjective, but I am expecting the new low. See if it even triggers. I need to go 2 ticks below the bar. And that's a judgment call. Subjective because of the bar, how it looks, but it's objective because we are expecting a new low. But it looks like it's not even going to trigger. Okay.
Order canceled.
So it was a bad bar for it, and it didn't trigger below it. And I don't enter these after the fact when there's no trigger, if it were to come back down at this point. So think on that note, it's 12. Yeah, it's almost 12:30, 12:25 almost. I'm just gonna call it a day. No trades today. Weird day. Just didn't see anything I liked. Really. Just kind of all over the place. Got really slow at times in here, super slow. And then before the Jerome Powell news, this market just sold off unexpectedly. And it didn't even seem like once Powell finally, I guess, started talking around here, it didn't even seem like the market reacted much to him. It was already in its downward path. So I don't know, was there something like bigger the whole time? I mean, it's definitely nothing that was confirmed. It doesn't help anything. So no setups on the NLTS, no setups on PATS. All the stats stayed the same. And I don't know what I'm going to say in the review, but I'll just do a quick review. Keep it really, really short because there's just not much to talk about. And that's it for me. Try again tomorrow. Yeah, if you've made it this far, hopefully you've liked it and subscribed. And 71% discount code available for anyone that might need it. Use this or any other. That's it for me. Thanks. Bye.